This is crazy. City people don't even walk. They just stand there and let the ground move for them. It's wild. Well, friends from British Columbia, the only caribou weather dude. I'm not in the caribou today. I'm closer to Eastern Ontario, closer to Algonquin Park, at my mother's house here in Ontario, and it was great because I got here last night and it was silent, and then I heard the coyotes and it was great. I want to show you this. Here's the house, and there's the coyote prints. Pretty neat. Let's go back and see the beaver ponds. I want to talk to you about something today that's been on my mind for a long time. This is the forest I grew up in. These are the trees. I remember these trees when they were small. This was just scrub forest, most of it, when Mom bought this property in 1991. Now some of these white pine trees are towering. You know, they're getting to be 50 years old or whatever. It's nice to be back, see my forest. And it's crazy to see so much snow at this time of year in Ontario. When you get about 200 yards behind Mom's house, you come to the first of a humongous system of beaver ponds. And every one of these trees that are broken here, I karate kicked over when I was 14 or something. To be out walking on the ponds in this time of December, it's sketchy, but I know it's been cold enough. The ice feels safe. Holy shit, man. There's a lot of years where this is just open water still at this time. That's the first of the beaver dams. There's another one back in here sometimes. See if this one over here is good. One thing I want to warn you is if you're out in swamps like this, you're not sure about the stability of the water, don't walk right up to the dam. Go on the shore near it. I've fallen through many times this exact body of water. You think I'm kidding, I'm not. Luckily, she's about 5 feet deep here. I'm quite aware. So here's the swamp system. So what I want to talk to you about is, look at these coyote prints right below me here. This is awesome. One thing I want to talk to you about today is how crazy humanity is. Like, so I flew across Canada. Yeah, can't take me anywhere. First time I've been on an airplane in 10 years, actually. First time I've flown. Didn't even know how to use my phone to use my tickets there. Totally crazy. I mean, I've flown lots in the last 10 years, but it was all on helicopters during wildfire deployments, you know, and nobody was asking you to check your pockets or anything there, you know. Put your Pulaski in the basket outside is kind of how it goes. So it's kind of neat. Haven't been in Calgary in a long time. Nice to be back. This is the part where we stand for 40 minutes and wait for our baggage. And then when that happens, then comes the time, there comes the part where my bag comes last. And I look down and I get to see, you know, the world as it is, you know, the world as it is and what humanity is doing. And it's crazy to me. Like every time I take a flight and I look out and I see more of it. And it's like, what is the ultimate goal of humanity? What is humanity trying to achieve on Earth? And I look at this place, it's all chaos. And hey, one beaver dam's missing here, but another one's piled up. Okay, sweet. Yeah, so you can see there's open water right here as you come up to this dam. I think humanity's afraid of the chaos. They're afraid of the chaos. A couple trees right down on the dam too. They're afraid of the chaos of nature. They're afraid of death. And by converting nature into something that suits our fears, what we do is we remove all the unstraight lines in nature and replace them with squares, with straight lines. Humanity doesn't like unkept or rugged looking things. Humanity's afraid of what it doesn't understand. It's afraid of the dark. It's afraid of the wild. It's afraid of nature. I'm going to explain myself here. Maybe you'll agree with me by the time I'm done this. Wow, a lot of trees came down back here. Nutty. Okay, I'm going to go around all this shit. So, you know, it's like this is like the average life of a human. Their ultimate goal. You know, they wake up and they're in their little square. They wake up in their square. And then they get up and they put on their pants. They leave that square and they go walk into a little square room. And in that little square room is an even smaller square. And that smaller square, they get into it and they turn the water on. That smaller square pours water on them. They get clean, right? Then they get out of that small square and they go down to their square kitchen table, have a square meal. They go outside of their square house, leave the square room, go outside their square house, get in their square vehicle, drive on the straight roads in their square vehicle, get to their square job, some square buildings, Maybe they're out, maybe they're loggers, maybe they're out cutting big squares out in the forest. Maybe they're a farmer, they got a big square, they're driving their tractor around and they're squares everywhere. You know? Squares, turn everything into a square. We don't like nature, we don't like it unkept, we don't like it rough, we don't like it wild. We want squares and we want lights. And if we have enough of that, we'll convince ourselves we have power over nature. We'll convince ourselves that, you know, we're safer. We understand things or whatever. Squares. Oh man, this tastes like shit. Let's stop chewing on it, boys. Then the plane stops. And then all these people, you can tell like who's wired weird because they all stand up. And then they wait for like 15 minutes for the door to open. And would you look at that? The beavers have put in a secondary dam this last 10 years. Looks pretty good. So the narrows down here, they're not using it so much to keep the upper ponds full. That's pretty neat. Again, don't walk right up to the beaver dams. You can see there's some shitty water in there. I think I'm gonna do it anyways, but that's my advice to you. So if you don't want to fall through the water like I have many times in the past, don't do what I do. If you don't care, then you have power here. So fly across Canada, just wild, man. Then after you wait for 50 minutes, the thing just goes around in circles with no bags on it for a while, but you're happy because it's moving at least, even if there's no bags there. And then I wait till I'm last there, of course. And this is the punishment. They do this on purpose. Like it's all one big conspiracy to make smokers suffer as long as possible and as bad as possible. And it blows my mind that it's completely normal to everybody. It's just like you get on the plane, you're in this like middle tube, and you're like, get in, you're gonna run down this one way and go up in the air. I look over and the guy next to me is like looking at his phone. I'm like, don't you feel the thrust? I feel the thrust. You know, like no one cares. No one cares. No, it's, you know, funny that way to me. Plane takes off and it's just normal to everybody. They all like, we're going over the Rockies and I'm like, I got a parka on. I got these freaking parka boots on, you know, muckalucks or whatever. And I'm like, man, if we crash in the Rockies, I'm ready. I've seen it live. I'm like looking around, who am I gonna eat? I'm like looking around at the people in the plane. I'm like, well, if this thing goes down, who can we rely on? Sure is good. You fly over the Rockies and you see all these like, well, of course, there's a lot of cloud today. Couldn't see much at all, but you still see the odd mountain peak and this and that and deep valley. And I say to myself, like, man, I hope this thing doesn't go down. Looking around at everybody around me in the airplane and realizing like, I'm basically the only one with any probable survival capabilities. If this plane goes down, everyone's going to be like, we need your help. You look like a mountain man. It's like, so I'm always like checking around, seeing like, well, who's got skills? And every time it's like, basically nobody has skills. So there's that, you know. That's just kind of how like everyone takes things for granted, you know. That city world, it's weird to me. It was weird seeing all the lights. I hadn't been in a city as big as last time I was in Vancouver was 2018. So I hadn't been in a city bigger than Kamloops or Prince George and that many years into land in Toronto. Mom's like, do you want to drive us home? I'm like, not till we're past Toronto, man. All these overpasses and lights and business cars and it's just nuts. Just nuts. That's how people live here. A lot of people live here though, as you can see. Out at the beaver ponds out by Cooper, Ontario. Life is still perfect. Now the last thing I'm showing you is a beaver house. And it's gonna go back to my point about the squares. It's a beaver. Doesn't seem to care about squares. You know, they just make a big pile of shit and climb in it. Good enough. They're in there right now sleeping. I'm gonna go and peek around. This is pretty neat actually, because the coyote was here sniffing around. So I know they're in here. Look at this. Yeah, fresh sticks. You can see they've been working this year. Right? You can see where the, that's a big paw. It might even be wolf. No, it's coyote. Come around here, checked it out, sniffed it out. And the snow is arriving, everybody. Just like that. Here is the snowstorm officially. Woo! So just like that, friends, I went across Canada, seen all the towns from above, seen all the squares, seen all the humans. Flying into Calgary, I look out the window, I'm like, man, I'm looking at 1 million people right now. Blows my mind. Guy next to me is just, you know, doing nothing. not paying attention. That's how it is. Anyways, I guess this camera is way more low on batteries than I thought. So we're going to wrap up this little story by saying thanks, Tyler, for being at the house right now and watching the pets and encouraging me to do this. It was really hard to actually get me to leave. But here I am. Here I am out walking my swamps in Ontario, just like I grew up doing. Spent so much of my time back here, either smoking weed or looking at trees, picking up rocks, catching, holy shit. I almost went through right there. I could feel the thing go. Woo, exciting. So here's where I am for the next 2 weeks, friends. And we're gonna go see Trenton Air Base. Maybe we'll see Healy Falls. Maybe we'll go to Mount, where the hunting camp is up the road here. I got the most beautiful place on earth. It's pretty wintry, but I'm stubborn. I'll get back there if the temperature's not too bad. We got a lot of exploring to do this next 2 weeks, friends. So there might be a little less weather forecast, but by the time we're done putting all these videos together, there's gonna be a lot of footage to show you about my time back home in the wild, chaotic, non-square place that is the swamps behind Mom's house still. The best part of all hasn't been seeing all this bush and country I haven't seen out Mom's back door for 10 years. But it's been seeing her herself. Quirky lady. What I wanted to capture about your fire making, Mom, is what you're using. Can you hold that up? What songs are you burning?
I will sing of my Redeemer.
Here in the Lower Canadian Shield. The most beautiful country I ever saw. I still think that. Maybe not this place, but you don't have to go too far from here to see it. Okay, hit like, share, subscribe. Have a nice day, have a nice flight. Well, I figured since I went to Ontario, I should just get pulled over like a kilometer from Mom's road. Kind of see the cop back there, eh? It's a roving ride check. That's fine, I've been sober for years.